Hey, it's James here from goodguitarist.com, and today I want to show you a couple of what I call two-chord combos. And we're not just going to learn the chords, we're going to learn some songs too. And this will help you overcome a lot of the barriers that older beginners face when they're first learning guitar. I notice a lot of people get stuck in this limbo where they're learning various things on guitar, but they aren't able to use it and apply it to songs. You know, they'll learn more chords, more strumming, but they still can't play through a single song from start to finish, you know, even after possibly years of learning guitar. And, you know, we're not just going to learn some chord shapes or some special tricks, you know, that make it easier. We will cover a little bit of that, but ultimately I'm going to take you through the process so that you can use this for more than the two songs that we'll be covering today. And speaking of songs, today we're going to take a look at Horse with No Name and Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. We're going to do them in a way that builds up our dexterity, our chord switching accuracy, and actually improves our rhythm at the same time. By the way, real quick before we get started, if you enjoyed today's lesson, you'll definitely enjoy my crash course. It's 100% free on my website. You just sign up and you'll receive a workbook. It's a 2-week crash course that goes over this, plus all the other essential basic stuff like posture, tuning, playing songs, reading tab, everything you need. So I'll put a link in the corner and down below in the description. You can check that out after the lesson if you're interested. Anyways, we're going to get started with our first tune, Horse with No Name. And it uses two chords, E minor and D. We start with the E minor chord, and that's a 2-finger chord. We're going to put our index on the 2nd fret of the A string. That's the second thickest string right here in the second box, as close to the fret as we can get. And then we're going to put our middle finger just underneath that on the 2nd fret of the D string. And you might have to budge your index out of the way to make them both fit on that 2nd fret. And that gives you the E minor chord. And for strumming, I don't want to strum all the strings. I just want you to focus on the thicker strings, doing a smaller downstroke, just like that. This is going to make it easier to keep what we would call a tight rhythm. You know, when your arm is doing the full motion, going all the way up and down across like the front of your guitar, that's certainly desirable, but sometimes moving our arm that much can cause little delays in our timing, simply because we're not used to the correct speed to swing our arm. So let's do small motions. This will eliminate some of that lag that occurs and make it easier to keep the timing of the song. We're going to stick to downstrokes and we'll make our E minor chord and just try a few going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, a few times, you know, just counting 1, 2, 3, 4 over and over. And then when you're ready, we can switch to D. And for this one, we just need to take our index finger and move it up. So now it's on the thickest string at the 2nd fret. And we'll move our middle finger down so that it's on the 2nd fret of the G string. And counting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all we really had to do. We had our E minor shape and we just kind of spread our fingers out to be on the adjacent strings. We're going to keep that small strumming motion. And just try that. When you just play this chord on its own a whole bunch, it sounds a little bit dark, but in the context of the song, it sounds great. The next step, we have to get used to switching between those two chords. So let's stop strumming for a second and we'll focus on the switch. I like to silently switch at first, just to get the motion down, make sure my thumb is in a good spot, make sure it feels good. You know, you ask yourself, how does my hand feel? How does my back feel? You know, your shoulders. Sit up straight, tilt the guitar neck upward a little bit. That helps you reach the notes for sure. I know it's tempting to look at your fingers, but try to keep the guitar forward and get used to feeling where it is. You know, because eventually, once you really start playing more songs, more chords, etc., you might be reading the lyrics or doing something else that requires you to look away from your hands, right? And you just silently switch. We could even do a little exercise where we strum 2 times and then we switch on beats 3 and 4. So we go strum, strum, switch, switch, strum, strum, switch, back. And this way, we're always ready for beat 1 of the next chord shape. You know, if I count that out, 1, 2, switch, switch, 1, 2, switch, switch. You could even make this exercise a little more challenging by strumming 3 times and then just switching on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. You know, and you do that a whole bunch of times. I call this the chord switching game, and I do this extensively in that free crash course I mentioned, as well as my premium beginner course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, which we can talk about a little more at the end of this lesson. Either way, we get used to doing that, just strumming 3 times and then switching on beat 4 with E minor and D. And eventually, we'll want to be able to just strum it 4 times and then just switch to the next chord as quickly as we can, just after beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And eventually, it smooths out. You know, here's a massive tip. Even if your fingers don't go to the right spot, you keep the rhythm going. That's gonna make the biggest difference. You know, imagine somebody's performing the song and then they pause to switch chords. It kind of sounds like, "Been on the desert with a horse with no name. It felt good." You know, that's super jarring. Whereas if somebody just keeps the strumming going, even if the chords aren't happening, you know, like there I'm kind of missing, "On the desert with the horse with no name. It felt good to get out of the rain." You know, I was really messing up the chords there, but I kept going, the rhythm kept going, and that keeps the listener in it. You know, it's one of these compromises that we make at first for the greater good. Eventually, the chords will smooth out and all that will happen. Anyways, we take that, we add some singing, and we get the song. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to get out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 If you want to learn the rest of this tune and add some interesting strumming and whatnot, I have a lesson that covers it. I'll put a link in the corner. Otherwise, I have another 2-chord combo for you. This one uses 3 fingers this time, and it goes like this. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. And for those chords, we'll start by putting our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string this time. That's the 2nd thickest string. And our index on the 2nd fret of the D string. So we have those 2 fingers down so far. And then we're going to add our ring finger to the 3rd fret of the B string. That's the 2nd thinnest string. And this is a great position because it feels very similar to the G chord, which is probably the most common chord of all. You know, the G chord looks like this. We're in a pretty similar position. This one's a little bit simpler though, and it doesn't require you to reach as far. So it's a great way to work your way into that if you're having trouble with it. Anyways, this is a type of C chord. Technically it's called C add 9, but we're just going to call it C. And we want to strum around the middle of the strings, kind of from the A string up to the B string. Just once again, making a really small motion. We're not strumming all of them because we want to have tight, consistent strumming motions that'll help improve our rhythm. Eventually we can do the full strumming, but I want it to sound good today. And this is a little bit of a shortcut to make that happen. I find that with a lot of people, we're talking smart, professional people, they let perfectionism get in the way and they get so focused on making perfect chord shapes right away, or using the real C chord or the actual strumming pattern from the song, whatever it might be, they end up neglecting all these other things like steady rhythm, being relaxed while playing guitar, and stuff like that. And those are the things that will make the difference. Anyways, we have that C chord, and then we're going to switch to our next chord. To do this, my ring finger stays down. I'm going to lift my index and middle only, and I'm going to pivot off my ring finger. My index is going to go one lower to the second fret of the G string. So my index went from the second fret of the D string, just went down to the G string, and my middle finger now is just kind of waiting. And leaving that finger down, this is a great trick for faster switching. I call it common chord fingering. So, we just lift up those fingers, we leave our common finger down, and it really helps. Like if you're looking away, it really helps with knowing where you are because you're leaving something down on the guitar. For the strumming, I'm still aiming for the middle strings. And to be more specific, I kind of start at the second thickest string and just do a little flick, and I try not to go too far below it. This is a type of D chord, D sus2, but once again, we're just going to call it D, and those are the only two chord shapes that we need to play Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Before we play the song, though, we should go through that process. Number one, we silently switch. So we have our C chord, and we silently switch to D, and we get used to where to place our fingers. We consider, hey, is my thumb in a good spot? If my thumb trailing off to the side and going way up here and, making it harder to reach the notes, is it in a good spot? How's my shoulder, my back, all that stuff, right? And then we do the chord switching game. 1, 2, switch, switch. 1, 2, switch, switch. 1, 2, switch, switch. And we can go 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. We go through that process as much as we need to. We could do that for 5 minutes a day, every day this week, and maybe by next Saturday or whatever day, you'll be ready to play the tune. Maybe you'll be good to go later today or tomorrow. You just go at your own pace and make sure that you're really paying attention to all the little details that we talked about today. Eventually, you'll end up here doing 4 downstrokes per chord. And at that point, you're ready to play the song. Now, when it comes to moving forward, today we did what I would call the rough copy of each of these songs. And over time, you can learn to improve them by changing certain things. For instance, instead of using the E minor and D chord like this, you could play E minor and then D like this. And it's a lot brighter and a little bit better, and you could add the strumming pattern to make it groove a bit more. Been on the desert on a horse with no name. And you want to add those things one at a time. In my opinion, the best way is to get the full song in rough form down first and then add to it. This is like the seed of the song. And today you're planting the seed. You'll be able to tend to the garden soon enough. Once that seed grows, you'll be able to add one little thing at a time until it sounds like the real deal. And if you want help making that happen, I have a course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, that takes you step by step through the entire process, one little bite-sized lesson at a time. And it's not just some video tutorials. It comes with a workbook, with practice tracks, and most importantly, it comes with access to my Good Guitarist private community where you can ask me questions. You can ask questions of people who are in your shoes or people who were in your shoes, but they've hit the next level and they're moving on, right? Everybody's there helping each other out, and it'll provide you with a community of people that are gonna help you get better at guitar and give you that support that you need to follow through. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the corner and down below in the description. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you want to keep learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment if you have any questions, or even just to say hello and tell me how you're doing with these two chords. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.